Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube. So my son's first birthday is coming up and I figured his 1-year anniversary of life would be a good time for me to revisit my pregnancy / labor and delivery story that might help someone out there who's going through the same thing that I went through. So if you're interested, then stay tuned. First things first, me and my husband met through work and we became really good friends. 2 years later, he began to pursue me once he was no longer in a relationship. We became closer and closer and actually realized how much we actually really liked each other. So we began to date. I think we probably dated for a year. I had recently bought a house and then he asked me to marry him. It took me by complete surprise. The wedding we had 6 months later. The next morning we went on our honeymoon to Jamaica and we were there for a week. It was a beautiful trip, private luxury villa, a butler, the whole nine. After I got married, I didn't want to have kids. I just wanted to keep working and travel the world. I never expected to get pregnant and I did. And that just tells me that God wanted me to have this baby. A month after we got back from our honeymoon, I found out that I was pregnant. 2 weeks later, I was so sick that I couldn't even think straight. Literally, I would take a sip of water just to coat my throat and I would throw up again. I threw up so many times a day I couldn't even count. I was in the ER and diagnosed with Hyperemesis Gravidarum. I was placed on bed rest and told to follow up with my OBGYN. She too diagnosed me with Hyperemesis Gravidarum and placed me on bed rest and home health. Hyperemesis is such a rare disease. Not many people know about it. I have family who is in the medical field and they had never even heard of it. My mom has 3 kids. She's never even heard of it. Hyperemesis, if you don't know, is extreme morning sickness. It is not your typical extreme morning sickness. A lot of women go through morning sickness in their pregnancy, but hyperemesis is a very rare extreme morning sicknesses. There are less than 200,000 cases per year of hyperemesis. So if that doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what will. They don't know the cause of it. There's not enough women who have had it for people to even know about it. It's slowly beginning to gain recognition. It's just gonna take more people to leave videos of their experience like mine to raise awareness about it. It is very real. It's not fake. It's very rare, but it's very serious. Women have died from this disease. They don't know what causes it. There's not enough money going into research for it, but with all of that hopelessness, you can get through it. There is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. I was on home health with nurses coming to my house, hooking me up to IVs to make sure that I was getting the nutrients that I needed because I could not keep down any water or any food. Medicine was constantly being mailed to my house with ice packs and everything to make sure that it was preserved during shipping and all of that. I lost 20 pounds. My family and my friends were constantly calling and checking on me, sending care packages through the mail, dropping off food, coming over, cleaning up for me, bathing me, changing my bed sheets. You name it, they did it because I could not do anything. It was like that for months. It was miserable. I literally thought that I would have to abort my baby because I was so sick. But with the help of the nurses, my family, my friends, prayer, God finally figured out a way to help me cope with things, and that basically was a rotation of different drugs. Zofran, diclygis. These medications drastically helped me, although I did have to walk around with a pack of Zofran about this large in a bag about this big. I carried it around. It literally looked like a purse, and I had to wear that for my entire pregnancy, literally till the day that my water broke. And my husband had to re-stick me every 2 days, I think it was, so that I could keep getting that Zofran. Hear me clearly. If it had not been for the home health, I would have kept losing weight. It would have became even more detrimental than it was at the time. So with the help of all that, I did begin to gain weight. The baby got bigger and bigger, and to my astonishment, the baby, every time that I got a checkup, was completely healthy. Nothing was wrong. I was literally so scared. My doctor and the nurses that had seen this severe of a case of hyperemesis before had to keep reassuring me that the baby was getting everything that he needed. No matter how sick I was, no matter how much weight I was losing, the baby was okay. All the tests that I had to have done, the baby checked out every single time. It was a miracle. And I am happy to say today that he is completely and 100% healthy. It astonishes me every day when I look at him. Seeing him is the light at the end of the tunnel. So if you have hyperemesis and you are going through a time where you feel so sick, trust me, just keep your faith in God. Do what the doctors and the nurses are telling you to do, and research. Do so much research. On July 18th of 2018 at 3 o'clock in the morning, my water broke, and it was so funny because I literally thought I had just peed the bed, but it was like it just kept I just kept peeing, and it was so involuntary that my husband was like, no, that's not pee, you need to go to the hospital. So he rushed me to the hospital. I had no bag packed because, like I said, I was going through so much and just dealing with the pregnancy. I literally didn't think they were going to admit me, but once I told them that my water broke, they did. I was in the hospital just waiting to dilate because my contractions had not started yet. They waited for my contractions to start. I had only dilated an inch. They did induce me. When they induced me, I did start feeling contractions, and when I tell you it was the worst feeling of my life, it was. Growing up as a kid, my cramps were so bad that I literally had to miss school every month the first day of my period for years, and I had to take high doses of ibuprofen to knock me out. So because my period cramps were so bad and it would throw me into episodes of regurgitation, that I had to be knocked out just so I can make it through the day. And because that happened to me every single month for years of my teenage years, I never wanted to have kids. And so they asked me if I wanted an epidural. I said yes. Soon as they gave it to me, within the hour, I didn't feel anything. I literally could not feel my legs or anything. The induction caused my baby's heart rate to slow down. There was about 3 nurses and my OBGYN who had to try to sit me up on all fours so they could try to help with the baby's heart rate situation. But the induction caused my baby's heart rate to slow, so they stopped the induction. And they waited for me to dilate further. One thing I can tell you is that when the nurses were checking my cervix, one nurse went up in there and pulled on my cervix, and when I tell you it was the worst. They waited until 2:30. I didn't dilate anymore, and so they pulled me into a C-section, and within 15 minutes I heard my baby crying. So that literally is my labor and delivery story. Now that he's here, he is the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen. I love him so much, and he is such a joy to my life, and I'm so proud to be his mommy. So I hope that this is an encouraging message for you to get you through those hard days. Every second, trust me, I know it is hard. I was sick for 9 months. When I tell you, I missed Thanksgiving, I missed Christmas, I missed when it snowed, and it never snows in Houston, but the day that it snowed, it was all over the news and everybody was out playing. I was laying in my bed. I didn't even get up to look out my window because I was so sick and I couldn't. I missed New Year's. I literally could hear the fireworks outside. My body was not responding to anything. Finally though, the rotation of those medications did allow me to be able to start to eat, even if I wasn't able to keep it down 100%, because 50% of the time I did regurgitate it back up, but 50% of the time I was able to keep in some food. So that was still more helpful than it was before I got on those medications. So yeah, that's it for my hyperemesis pregnancy, labor and delivery story. I hope that this was helpful for you in some kind of way. If it was, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and please share it with someone that you know that might have been through something like this or is going through something like this. I just want to give somebody some hope, because when I was going through it, I literally had none. I thought at one point that I might even die along with my baby. So this is a very serious matter. It's very important. It literally is so weird. People don't know about it. I think the #1 case that is the most famous about it is Kate Middleton, who is Prince William's wife. And of course, that's why we all know about it. She's had it all 3 pregnancies, but she did make it through. It's so funny because when I was diagnosed with it and I researched it and I found out that she had went through it with her pregnancies, I was like, well, she's royalty. She has people at her beck and call. I was like, I'm not royalty in this world. I can't do that, but I am royalty, you know, because I am a child of the Most High God, and God sent his angels and he sent his protection and his love. And he provided for me. It was 100% paid for through my insurance, through my job, and those nurses, with the help of those nurses and my family, I felt like royalty. I'm not going to even lie to you, even though I still felt like so that's the story. I hope it's helpful for you. If so, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. My name is Brittany. I do lifestyle and beauty videos. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. If you're going through it, I sympathize with you. I have so much love and care and hope coming your way. Sis, I love you. I'm praying for you. I pray that you make it through this and that your baby is as healthy and as beautiful as can be, and that you live a life of abundance and joy with your new baby. Blessings to you, and I pray that you get through this in Jesus' name.